All right, guys, welcome back to the DC show. In this video, we're going to discuss the first 5 episodes of Moon Knight.
Yeah, so definitely some spoiler warnings if you haven't seen the show yet.
Stick around. All right, so this week is the finale for Moon Knight. And what are your thoughts and opinions on the first 5 episodes?
Man, this is pretty intense. Quite possibly the darkest MCU project we've had so far.
Yeah, the only thing I think of that's possibly a little darker would be the What If series.
Yeah, that series, I think it's brushed over pretty easily because it's animated. A lot of
Yeah.
people think it's a kid's show, but definitely it's a must watch, tied in directly to the MCU.
I agree.
If you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, other than What If, I think this is possibly the darkest project. It's pretty intense. We saw some pretty tragic moments. Mark Spector's been through a lot. We got to see something of an origin story for Stephen Grant.
Mm-hmm. So in episode 4, he got shot by Arthur Harrow, and we weren't really sure if he was dead or what was going on because he woke up in a psych ward. Like, was it all a dream? We weren't sure. And then episode 5 confirmed that he is dead.
Yeah, we got a few things happening in the end of episode 4 that tease that maybe we're seeing Jake Lockley possibly throughout
sarcophagus shaking. We're not sure.
Yeah, and then we had some scenes in the 5th episode that maybe actually was Jake.
Yep, they haven't mentioned him by name, but I think it was. His accent changed, like his demeanor, like
his facial expression changed. I mean, Oscar Isaacs,
he was definitely more quick to violence for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
And he almost stabbed himself in the eye with that giant pointy pyramid.
Yeah, I think Jake Lockley, if that is Jake Lockley, is definitely the more violent, aggressive personality.
So we saw how Stephen Grant, as you mentioned, was created. Unfortunately, it's a side effect of his DID, which was caused by some abuse with his mother verbally abusing him. And
yeah, so what kind of set that up? Unfortunately, Mark Spector loses his brother.
Yeah.
An accident, and his brother, I'm guessing, drowns
in a cave.
Yeah.
They never really show it, but
Yeah, and then his mother kind of stops treating him like a son after that, and basically accuses him of being the reason why his brother is dead. And in order to cope with that, cope with the way his mother treats him, he creates this other personality that's able to kind of show no fear.
Yeah, and this Stephen Grant was from the Tomb Busters.
Yeah,
Tomb Busters movie that him and his brother used to watch, and they would interact with. They were walking through the forest and playing out the characters. Mm-hmm. It's tragic. That makes the later's Gators even more tragic now that he thinks that as Stephen Grant that his mom is this saint. Yeah. And he's talking to nobody because she's dead.
Yeah, I mean, it's so bad that he doesn't even want to show up at his own mom's funeral when she passes away. And then Stephen Grant kind of blocks the whole part of their life out and doesn't even realize that their mom is dead.
Yeah, I'm partly thinking that if Jake Lockley does show up in this finale, that they're going to show that Jake is possibly the one that maybe killed the mom. Just my speculation.
That could be. I think Jake Lockley also might be the one who actually took the actual beatings. Because Stephen Grant's personality didn't remember that side of his mom. No. So maybe, he was there for the verbal abuse, but then when the actual beatings took place, maybe it was Jake, and maybe that would explain why Jake is potentially so violent.
Yeah. And so they are in this insane asylum, which turns out to be the Duat. They meet Taweret, which is like a goddess of fertility and childbirth. Mm-hmm. And she wasn't expecting to see them because I don't think anyone's been in the Duat for a while since God and man separated from the Egyptian culture many years ago, and
she kind of has some note cards that she's fumbling with to have some scripted stuff to read.
Figure out how to get them through to the field of reeds if they can balance their heart with the feather of truth.
Yeah, and that doesn't go so well.
No,
they're not very balanced, and they have to try to figure out why, which is how we get to them. At least Stephen Grant learning about what they've been through.
Yeah,
he has to re-see a lot of what happened.
I swore that the reason it wasn't balancing was because they were missing that third heart for Jake Lockley, but it seemed to balance at the end, so I don't think that was the case.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, after they go through seeing all this stuff, what balances the scales ends up being Stephen Grant going overboard into the Duat.
Yeah, and he was turned into stone and tragically we lost one of our favorite characters.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really interested to see where they're going to go with the finale, because that balances the scales, and Mark Spector's in the Field of Reeds, and Stephen Grant's, Stone in the Duat.
And most likely Amit's causing some havoc up on Earth, because there was a lot of souls flying down into the sand rather quickly.
Yeah, so I mean, that leaves Layla and possibly Jake Lockley, if he is out there anywhere.
I really hope they do introduce Jake Lockley, and I really hope that there's a different version for his Moon Knight costume. That'd be kind of awesome.
I think ultimately someone's going to need to free Khonshu, and whether that's Layla or somehow Tarouet doing something, we'll see. But that's the only thing I can think of, is if Moon Knight comes back because of Khonshu.
Yeah.
All right, if you've had a chance to watch the first 5 episodes of Moon Knight, let us know your thoughts and opinions so far, and let us know what you think will happen in the finale.
Like and subscribe,
and
have a marvelous day.
Well, I don't know. Let us know if you had a chance to watch the final. No, don't let us know that.
Don't do that.
Don't let us know if you've watched the finale. We haven't watched it yet.
We haven't seen it.
I don't know, but do you know what to do with your hands? All right, so if you've had a chance to watch the first... I was looking at the script, which is stupid because I'm not even reading anything off of it.
Moon Knight.
Like and subscribe, and have a marvelous night. Tarouet?
Yeah, looks like a giant hippo.
Stephen Grant says it a little weird. I'm not sure.
Tarouet.
Yeah, if you want to put the breakdown of pronunciation down below, and we're going to redo this whole take because I'm hating it.
Yes.
Hating it.
All right.
It's Alex's fault.
Yep.